Hi students, in the last class we discussed about cell cycle and cell division, right? In that chapter we discussed about how mitosis is occurred, how the meiosis is occurred, then what are the stages are present in the cell cycle. We discussed the significance of mitosis and the significance of meiosis. All of you remember the meiosis is occurred whatever that body cells are there, especially in body cells, right? See, the meiosis significance is, we know either any damage, for suppose either any wound, okay, either any tissue damage is occurred. Whatever that damaged cells are there, the damaged cells are replaced by the new cells, right? So, whatever that meiosis is there, meiosis is responsible for the production of haploid cells. Mitosis produces same kind of cells. So mitosis significance is, one is that repair mechanism, the body development, right? So that is about that mitosis. Meiosis significance is, we know that every species maintain that constant number of chromosomes. That constant number of chromosomes are maintained by the meiosis process because of reduction of chromosome number, right? So that is about the last cell cycle and the cell division chapter, right? Before that one we discussed about cell, right? Unit of the life. So within that we discussed about different types of cell organelles, right? And the functions of the cell organelles we discussed, right? So that is about the cell structure and functions of cell organelles, right? So we discussed about that cell organelles and the cell functions and how the cell division takes place, right? And coming to this is a new chapter. Remember, this is a very difficult chapter in the entire first year, right? See, definitely from this chapter in the NEET examination we got some bits, no doubt about it. Definitely 2 bits are there. In certain cases 3 bits also given, right? So here what I am telling, biomolecules is a very very important chapter. At the same time this is a difficult chapter. This is a difficult chapter. See, most of the students, okay, see, for suppose for the cell chapter class one time, okay, see, one time if we hear the class one time, that is enough. But this class, this chapter is not like that. Maybe second time also required. For the better understanding we have to watch the second time also. So this is a very important chapter and this is a very difficult chapter, right? Try to understand this chapter, then after that, after complete understanding, right, then write the running notes, okay, then start the running notes. First of all, understand the concept, then start the writing, right? So remember, I am not following in this chapter the pattern of NCERT. I have own pattern for this chapter because this is the better way or better understanding. This is the, okay, what I am following. Okay, what I am giving that class notes, okay, the notes is easy than the NCERT pattern. So all of you, okay, write what I am writing, okay, what I am writing, that pattern, practice in that manner, then the chapter will be very easy to understand, right? So then if we understand the concept, then read the NCERT. So what I am telling here, first read the class notes, right? After that follow the NCERT. Definitely we have to follow the NCERT. First of all, practice. Okay, practice the class notes. After that, read the NCERT textbook. Coming to this chapter, biomolecules. We know bio means life. Molecules. See, molecules are responsible to maintain the life. Molecules are responsible to maintain the life. We know about that. See, in the atmosphere there is in carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, right? These are the components. Not only these components, remaining other components also there, but these are the major components. Carbon is the main element, right? See, yeah, along with the carbon, hydrogen is also very important. Oxygen is also very important, right? See, nitrogen is also very important. So here, whatever that okay, elements we mentioned here, carbon elements, right, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur, all these are very important to maintain the life. All these are very important to maintain the life. So here the concept is, all these molecules how maintain the life. All these molecules how these maintain the life. For suppose if I ask the question, we are having life because we are having cells, the cells having the life, right? So this is one of the marker not having the life. So how can we say marker not have the life? We are having the life. See, especially the marker not respond with the surroundings, markers not involved in the reproduction, right? Marker not showing any metabolism, right? For suppose our cells are there, we are responding. For suppose right now here temperature is high, then I got the sweating, right? Because of the high temperature. So if the temperature is low here, then I got the shivering because of the temperature. So the living organisms are respond with the surroundings, right? And non-living organisms, whatever that non-living organisms are there, not organisms, non-living things are there. Okay, non-living things are not respond with the surroundings, right? See, we are showing the metabolism in our body. Cell cycles are there, means cell division is there, right? Mitosis is there, meiosis is there, right? See, what I am telling here, every living organism shows the reproduction process. Non-living organisms not shows the reproduction process. And metabolism in our body, okay, there is a protein synthesis takes place. Everybody, not only my body, every human being body protein synthesis takes place, carbohydrate synthesis takes place, lipid synthesis takes place, right? See, cholesterol synthesis takes place, right? So different types of biomolecule synthesis takes place. Different types of biomolecules synthesis takes place. So here concept is living organisms having particular metabolism. Non-living organisms are not showing any metabolism. But suppose if I ask the question, right? See, this one is made up of with the carbon. This one is made up of with the carbon. Maybe this is a plastic material. See, some of that polyvinyl compounds are required. So here maybe carbon is required, hydrogen is required, oxygen is required, nitrogen is required. So here some of that biomolecules are involved to form this marker. See, our body is also made up of with the carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus. So our body is made up of with the same elements. The non-living things also made up of with the same elements. So why we are having life and why that marker or any non-living thing not having the life? See, the concept is here. There is an okay, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur within living system, which are forms a group of compounds. See, there is an elements are there, right, which are forms that molecules, right, which are forms the, okay, the next one is which are forms the compounds, which are forms the compounds. So here compounds again interacted, which forms the cell organelles, which are forms the cell organelles. Cell organelles are again connected, which are forms the cells. Again cells are connected, which are forms the tissues are connected, forms the organs are connected, forms the organ system, forms the organ system. So here the concept is, see, either living thing or non-living thing, both are made up of with that same type of elements. Basic elements are same, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, but the main difference is here. See, within that living, I already explained in the first chapter, right, during the evolution process, I already explained. See, whatever that living things are there, the living things, there is an molecules formation is there. After that molecules formation, there is a compound formation is there. But suppose within the living organisms, compounds are produced. Maybe the nucleic acids, maybe the proteins, maybe the fats, right? See, maybe the lipids. So these are the compounds. So here, within non-living case also compounds formation takes place. We have taken one rock. Within that rock, different types of metals are there. The metals connected. We studied about different types of chemical compounds. We are extracted from the earth. Earth not having the life. So within that rock, if we observe, okay, see there is a many number of chemical compounds are there. So that chemical compounds means which are available in the soil, which are not having the life, but the chemical compounds which are present in the living organisms, so which are showing the life. Then what is the basic difference between living organisms and the non-living organisms? See, living organisms having that same compounds and non-living organisms also having the same compounds. Non-living organisms, best example within that ocean, there is an NaCl. See, sodium chloride, we are extracting that sodium chloride from the oceans. When the high temperature is there, that time, okay, the water is evaporated sides of the ocean, that time there is a salt formation, it takes place. So sodium chloride not have the capacity to form, okay, life within the ocean. So we can't say sodium chloride have the life. We can't say sodium chloride have the life. So here what I am telling, non-living systems also compounds are there. Living systems also compounds are there. Then what is the main difference? Remember, the main difference is cell organelles. The main difference is the cell organelles. Any cell we are taken, either prokaryotic cell, either eukaryotic cell. Like in prokaryotic cells, bacteria cells are there. If you are taken any bacteria cell, if you are taken any unicellular eukaryote or multicellular eukaryote, maybe the chimpanzee cell, maybe the human being cell, maybe the protista, right? Maybe the algae, maybe the fungi, any cell we are taken, there is in cell organelles are present. So any rock we are taken, any marker we are taken, any non-living thing we are taken, within that case, the cell organelle state is absent. The cell organelle state is absent in non-living organisms. The cell organelle stays present in living organisms. So that is the first difference. That is the first difference. So the concept is here, either living, either non-living, both the cases, whatever that elements are there, the elements are common. The elements are common in the living system and the non-living system. But all of you remember, cell organelle stage is only present in living organisms. Cell organelle stage is only present in living organisms. The cell organelle stage is absent in non-living organisms. Cell organelle stage is absent in non-living organisms. So the concept is here, cell organelle stage. Remember, see, a group of cell organelles are there which forms the cells. Group of cells are connected, forms the tissues. Group of tissues are connected, forms the organs. Group of organs are connected, organ system. Okay, organ systems are connected, forms the organism. I will explain the pattern. Right? See, here there is in carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur. Right? These components. Okay, certain components are there. There is a nitrogen bases formation. Nitrogen bases are nothing but within the DNA structure, within the DNA. Okay, there is a nitrogen bases are there within the DNA. The very first one is the nitrogen bases are there. Okay, which are also called the purines and the pyrimidines. Which are also called purines and the pyrimidines. Here examples are adenine, see, these are the components: adenine, guanine, thymine, cytosine. Right? These are the nitrogen bases. These are the nitrogen bases. So within the DNA, these are the nitrogen bases. Again, which are classified into purines and the pyrimidines. Again, we'll discuss. Okay, what structures purines are. Okay, what is the structure present in the purine? What is the structure present in the pyrimidine? We'll discuss definitely. Right here, these are the nitrogen bases, and after that, there is an within the DNA, deoxyribose sugar is present. Within the DNA, deoxyribose sugar is present, and the phosphate is present. Remember, see, all these are initially individual molecules which are connected or which are condensed, forms a group of structures. Again, the group of structures are connected, forms that nucleic acids. Forms the nucleic acids. We know the nucleic acids are very important. All of you here, nucleic acids are nothing but all living organisms contains the DNA is the genetic material. All living organisms contains DNA is the genetic material. But remember, the first evolved cells are there. The first evolved cells contains genetic material is the RNA. First evolved cells contains genetic material is the RNA. All of you remember, again, so many people have the doubt here, viruses. Viruses are not considered as living organisms. Viruses are not considered as living organisms because viruses outside the host cell which are inert, which are not showing any metabolism, Once the virus enter into that, any organism means virus have the capacity to attack on bacteria, virus have the capacity to attack on fungi, virus have the capacity to attack on algae, virus have the capacity to attack on plants, virus have the capacity to act on human beings. So different types of viruses are there. The viruses have the capacity to attack on different types of organisms. The viruses are the exceptional cases. viruses are not considered as the living organisms, right? See, viruses having both DNA and RNA. Okay, means the genetic material, some of the viruses contains genetic material is the DNA, some of the virus contains genetic material is the RNA. So some are DNA contain viruses, some are RNA contain viruses. The best example is the coronavirus. Coronavirus having genetic material is the RNA. Coronavirus having genetic material is the RNA. Not only that one, we know about that HIV virus. HIV virus also having that genetic material is the RNA. Right, so different types of flu viruses are there. Okay, so here some viruses having that genetic material RNA and some viruses having genetic material is the DNA. So I said I given all living organisms contains genetic material is the DNA. Okay, but viruses are not considered as living organisms because outside the host cell, which are inert, which are not showing any metabolism. Okay, inside once the virus enter into the any living organism, okay, it shows that metabolism. That's the reason why viruses are not considered as the living organisms. So here, living organisms contains the nucleic acids. Living organisms contains the nucleic acids. The viruses we can't say which are living and which are non-living, but which are not considered as complete living organisms because outside the host cell, which are inert, which are not showing any metabolism. Inside the host cell, which are shows the metabolism. So that's the reason why which are not considered as complete living organisms. Again, I like to ask one question, and all of you students just refer it in the next in the next meeting, means in Geo meeting we'll discuss about this one. Why viruses are inert outside the host cell? Why viruses are inert outside the host cell? Right? See, why viruses are not considered as living organisms? Why viruses are not considered as complete living organisms? Just all of you search for this one, and in Geo meeting we'll discuss about discussed on this point, right? So that is about that question, right? Here the nitrogen bases, deoxyribose sugar and the phosphates are there, which are forms that nucleic acids. Here nucleic acids, all living organisms contains the nucleic acids is the DNA, right? And some of the viruses having that nucleic acids are RNA, right? So that is about that nucleic acids. And again here amino acids are there. We know we are eating the food, within that food there is a lipid content is there, there is a carbohydrate content is there. Okay, we are eating chicken, right? Chicken contains that nucleic acids, chicken contains the protein content, chicken contains the fat contents, right? Yeah, chicken also contains the certain portion of the carbohydrate content, certain portion of the carbohydrate content. So when we are eating that different types of either veg or non-veg, all these contents are there, right? See, proteins also very important one. I already said within our body all metabolic activities are run by the enzymes. Enzymes are nothing but proteins. So here a group of proteins are there. That proteins especially involved in the different types of metabolisms. So how protein synthesis takes place? Just this one is connected to that cell biology chapter. Proteins are synthesized by the ribosomes. So protein factories are the ribosomes. So how ribosomes have the capacity to synthesize the proteins? See, within that cytoplasm, a group of amino acids are there. The amino acids are transported and which are linked by the peptide bond. So for suppose this is the one of the amino acid and this is another amino acid, this is another amino acid. So a group of amino acids are condensed or joined by the peptide bond. A group of proteins are joined by the peptide bond. So here the peptide bond is responsible for the synthesis of proteins. Remember, within that cytoplasm, the amino acids are available. The amino acids are combined by the ribosomes. Protein synthesis will takes place. So here, sequence of amino acids is called as proteins. A sequence of amino acids is there. Remember here again also two statements are there. If the sequence sign contains more than 50 amino acids, that one is called as protein. Less than 50 amino acids, that one is called as polypeptide. So here what I am telling, simple. proteins are synthesized by the amino acids. A group of amino acids are connected. A group of amino acids are connected. How the connection is takes place? By the peptide bond. By the peptide bond. So in a sequence of chain, more than 50 amino acids are there. That one is called as protein. Less than 50 amino acids are present. That one is That one is called as polypeptide. That one is called as polypeptide. Remember, less than 50 amino acids, more than 50 amino acids. Right? So that is about the proteins and the polypeptides difference. So within that cell cytoplasm, there is an amino acids which are connected by the peptide bonds, which are forms the proteins. Proteins also very important. We already discussed the proteins are two types are there. Some are structural proteins are there, which are involved in that plasma membrane formation, which are involved in the cell organelles membrane formation, So here proteins are very important. Okay, these are involved in that plasma membrane formation, different cell organelles membrane formation, and enzymes. Enzymes also very important for every metabolism, right? And coming to the next one is that monosaccharides. We know about the monosaccharides. See, glucose is the monosaccharide. See, these are nothing but carbohydrates. So what is carbohydrate? Polyhydroxyaldehydes are ketones. Polyhydroxyaldehydes are ketones, which are called as carbohydrates. All of you remember, aldehyde means aldehyde group contain carbohydrates. Ketone group contain carbohydrates. See, the simple one is this is the CHO, this is the aldehyde group, right? And this is the C double bond O, this is the ketone group. Okay, aldehyde group contain carbohydrates are there, ketone group contain carbohydrates are there. Aldehyde group contain carbohydrates are there, ketone group contain carbohydrates are there. Aldehyde groups contain carbohydrates. Okay, and ketone group contain carbohydrates. So example for the aldehyde group contain carbohydrate, glucose. Glucose is one of the aldehyde sugar, means aldehyde group contains sugar. Okay, ketone, the example is here fructose. Fructose is the best example. Fructose is keto sugar. Okay, glucose is the aldose sugar. Right? So monosaccharides within our body. Just imagine our life without any carbohydrate inside our body. See, carbohydrates are very important. We are eating morning tiffin, afternoon lunch, and night dinner, right? Everybody, mostly we are eating, right? So all these are richly contains. That content is the carbohydrates. That carbohydrates are the main energy source. Our stable food is the carbohydrate, that is nothing but rice. So the rice contains the starch contains the repeated units of glucose, right? So here the glucose is very important. Glucose is involved in the oxidation process. Here oxidation is nothing but one of the glucose molecule involved in the glycolysis process, right? And the same glucose molecule involved in the TCA cycle. Right? See, the same, whatever that components are produced within that TCA cycle, which are interact with the electron transport chain. Finally here produces the ATP. So what I'm telling here, whatever that glucose molecules we are eating, which are involved in glycolysis, right? The glycolysis takes place in the cytoplasm of the cell, right? And the glycolysis followed by here TCA cycle occurs. TCA cycle occurs within mitochondria, right? That TCA cycle interact with that electron transport chain, finally produces the ATP. So without ATP we can't imagine our life. So the ATP production done by, this is the pathway. Okay. So this is nothing but oxidation of glucose molecules. Remember one TCA cycle. Last time one of the student asked me the question. One TCA cycle, right? How many number of ATPs are produced? I'm talking about only one cycle. One cycle produces 12 ATPs. One TCA cycle produces 12 ATPs. So here, totally complete oxidation of glucose, 38 ATPs are produced. Okay, in that, we'll discuss later. Okay, after this part is enough, right? So here, complete oxidation of glucose, 38 ATPs are produced. So here this is about that ATP production. So what I'm telling here, monosaccharides, here monosaccharides are nothing but carbohydrates. The best example is the glucose. Glucose involved in the production of energy, that is the main source. Not only that one, when we are studying about the plasma membrane, the proteins are there, the proteins which are connected with that carbohydrates, right, which are also called glycoproteins, right, and some of the lipids connected with that carbohydrates which are called as glycolipids, see, which are act as receptors. The carbohydrate moieties act as receptors. So some of the carbohydrates are act like in receptors, okay, which are involved in the signaling method, that is nothing but opening of channels and closing of channels, opening and channels and the closing of channels. So here the monosaccharides which are forms that carbohydrates. See, the carbohydrates also very important for the cell organelles formation. And the last one is the acetyl-CoA. Here acetyl-CoA, the acetyl-CoA involved in that fatty acid metabolism. Here acetyl-CoA also involved in the citric acid, one of the citrate structure, that citrate also involved in the fat synthesis, that is nothing but lipid synthesis. What I am telling here, acetyl-CoA involved in the citrate synthesis, the citrate also involved in the lipid synthesis, right? So here directly acetyl-CoA or the citrate molecules, also involved in the synthesis of lipids, okay, supporting for the cell organelles formation. So up to these are the compounds, right? Up to this level is the compound. So these compounds also present, may be present within the non-living things also. The next level is the different from the non-living things, because here cell organelles formation takes place. Nucleic acids. So we know that nucleic acids are covered by nuclear membrane, nucleus. That is the not the cell organelle. Right? Proteins which are act like an enzymes. Proteins which are involved in the membranes formation, right? Carbohydrates, energy formation, right? Not only that one, receptors formation, lipids, phospholipids. Okay, there is in lipid layers are there, right? So here all these are supporting for the different types of cell organelles formation. All cell organelles are formed. Right? All these cell organelles are connected, which forms the cell. And the cell, a group of cells are connected. So how the connection takes place? We know about that within the plant cells there is a middle lamella is there. The neighboring cells are joined by that cementing substance. The cementing substance is called as middle lamella, which is made up of with the calcium pectate and the magnesium pectate, right? So within the plant cells there is a middle lamella structure supporting for the tissues formation. So within that animal cells also there is different types of structures are there, okay. Especially here nectin proteins are there, connecting proteins are there, connecting proteins are there. So all these structures are supporting for the tissues formation. A group of tissues are again forms the organs. Right? So here we know organs. Liver is the one type of organ, right? Kidney is the organ, right? So heart. So different types of organs are there. One organ function is different from another organ. So here tissues, okay, and organs formation. Organs forms the organ system. We know about that organ system. Respiratory system, nerve system, right? Excretory system, reproductive system. So different types of systems are there. Remember, the systems are not seen in all organisms, especially within that animals, right? That animals contains that, in not all animals, higher organisms are there, higher animals are there. So in higher animals only the organ systems are there. Mostly majority of the organisms are not having that organ systems. Organ systems are nothing but group of organs are connected which performs that one kind of the function, right? So organ systems are connected, finally forms the organism. So this is about the different types of molecules and different types of compounds, and finally forms that there is in cell organelles which are finally forms the life. See, the main difference between the living and the non-living, the very first difference is cell organelles formation. Okay, from that onwards, the next one is the different cell organelles, cells. So all these stages are absent in non-living things. All these stages are present in living things, right? That is about introduction for this chapter. right? In the next class we'll discuss about remaining parameters, right?